Representing the Midwest, 219, stand up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, it's me. I know y'all thought it was that other guy. I kicked him to the curb. That's right. You got me. Before I continue, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Well, you know what? Today, guys, we are going back to Roundtable Relationship Roundtable number 2. You know what? We love these relationship roundtables. We aren't experts, but we got some experience. Believe me, we got some experience in relationships, and we can share our experiences with you. But you know what? I'm going to bring my crew on because they probably got more knowledge than I do. So let's bring on our crew here. Hey there, Coach.
What's going on? What it do?
I missed you, Coach. How's it going?
It's going pretty good over here. You know, we just out here living and chilling, you know.
That's right.
Making the best out of life.
That's what you're supposed to do. How about my girl, Marcy?
Hey,
What's going on?
Marcy.
What's good?
Jeff. Hey, everything's good. God is good. Hallelujah.
That's right. Let's bring on Zale. What's up, Zale?
What's
good,
going
brother?
on, everybody? What's up, the Dope Living TV Live?
You guys.
I see Marcy out there raising the roof.
Hey, it's good.
Nina, how you living? We happy to see
Yes.
Yeah, I'm living cold. It's cold out here.
Really?
Really?
Okay. Went all the way over there, southwest, and it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Was pushing me. And y'all know what? I'm not 50 pounds. So for the wind to push me, it got to be some heavy.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's all good. I'm having a good time out here. I visited Hell's Kitchen today. The food was magnificent. That's your plug, Hell's Kitchen. All right. So that was my first time going there, even though I've been to Vegas. I don't know how many times. I got to count on my hands and my toes, but I had never been there. It takes so much to get in there, you guys. If you ever want to go, make your reservations a month ahead of time because reservations, you never.
Okay.
Man. I'm still here.
Okay, you left frozen there.
That's all right.
Yeah, my connection here, you know, with that wind blowing, who knows what it's probably blowing down the towers. Man, I'm glad I ain't got no weave. Whew. You didn't have no hair. I bet you when they get done, it's gonna be weave all up and down Las Vegas Boulevard.
All up the strip. Oh Lord.
That was gonna be gone.
So I know you guys had an awesome discussion yesterday about relationships, and we're gonna continue that conversation because it was so good. They wanted some more. So you know what, we're gonna talk about relationships today. And I'm not the only one got experience there. I know some of the audience got experience. I know some of you guys got experience, but hey, it's always a good conversation. It's always it's good to give you insight. Don't you agree, Coach?
Oh yeah, always, always. Because the thing is, this relationship thing is real dynamic, and you know, it's so many different ways we can pinpoint this stuff. But that's why we have all of us on here, because we got
right.
4 different ways that we can hit this thing from.
That's
Right.
Well, you know, my brother be on here soon.
Oh, okay.
My brother be here soon. You know, he caught out there in the wind too. But we're gonna bring on our other brother.
Hey, Mo B.
What up, Mo B?
I was wondering what you gonna bring. She done brought on everybody. I don't sit there and watch everybody come pop, pop, pop. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
Oh, you feel like the step brother. You feel like the step brother.
Like a redhead stepchild in Kmart.
Oh.
I'll never leave you
doing
out,
the blue
Mo.
light special.
No, Mo, you family, Mo. We'll never leave you out.
Mm-hmm.
Mo, we're gonna have your insight on this too, because I know relationships is your forte right there, because you got good positive experience.
It's been a good 30 years, so I mean, I think I'm all right.
Hey, everybody can't make 30 years, but you make it.
I know
look
some people
easy,
can't
Mo.
make 3.
You and Marianne make it look real easy.
It's a lot of things that you got to be. Well, we'll talk about that.
It takes work.
You know what? We want to hear it.
Hey, yeah, what you got to say, man?
The biggest thing is that I just don't get not communicating with somebody you don't love. You know what I'm saying? If you're in love with them, why are you holding back information? Why are you keeping that wall up? There's no reason. And 80% of the stuff that happens is because we aren't communicating correctly or clearly.
Or
most
past
people aren't communicating at all.
Yeah.
Past baggage has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think people don't want to communicate in a relationship? Or why and sometimes it's not even that you can't, it's no communication. Sometimes it's bad communication.
Exactly. What I was going to say. Some don't know how. I mean, that's an experience. That's something that's learned, and that's at the beginning of the relationship. You learn how to communicate with each other. And you know, if you have a question, you can't be afraid to ask that person that you love, you know, that question, no matter how deep it can get. You know, you need to be able to communicate. Communication is getting in deep and being able to stand whatever little crap that's gonna fly off of it. I mean, you're supposed to be grown people anyway, you know.
Definitely. Hey, it's good you say that, man, because the thing is that effective communication, dog, straight up, like that, that being able to articulate what it is that you want from somebody or what you need out of somebody. That's very hard. You'd be surprised. A lot of people just don't know how to say it.
Right. I remember one of my friends telling us, man, I can't tell my wife that. I can't tell her that. And you go in there and, you know, a lot of people think that it sounds all, you know, male chauvinist. You know, I walk in the door and, you know, my wife asked me, baby, what you want to eat? Boom. They look at that like, man, you the king. No. You understand you have to earn that. You have to earn that. You know, that's the thing that you earn. She wants to do that for you. And you should want to do the same for her.
That's it.
You know, that, you know, being a king is cool, but, you know, you got to earn that spot.
And you know, something we were talking about communication. People have to understand that there's different types of communication. And again, like I said, you might have had something from your past, and that's trying to communicate at the beginning before you really get deep into the relationship, so that you will know how the other person communicates. Someone might just get quiet, like say if they're upset with something, you have sometimes, they'll shut down, and you have to know how to back up for a moment, let them regroup. And then, you know, when the two of you can get back to the table, then you might have some that are shouting. And, you know, there's just so many different ways to communicate, but these are some of the things that you need to talk about before you get into a deep relationship. Before is the big word, big four.
And I remember that communication, and I'm seeing Brian say, that communication came natural for us. And you'll be surprised why a lot of people don't want to have a natural communication relationship with their significant.
Let's see what Byron has to say. He says communication isn't always a problem. One can communicate but not be heard by a mate who is a knucklehead.
That's communication.
Hey, those are facts, because you can get your point across, but once again, how is it being received by the other person? Like I could be said, like a lot of times I think that I'm being like, I like to say things plainly. You know what I mean? And sometimes things can be simplified a little bit too much for people. Sometimes people are looking for complexities in what you're saying. You know what I mean? So it's really up to you to really realize how things are being received by a person. And that person who's receiving it has to tell you. They just can't look at you and say, yeah, I understand. And they really don't understand. If they don't get it, they have to be open with you and say, well, I really don't know what you're talking about or where you're coming from.
Well, again, I think the basis of a good relationship starts. That's the root. That to me is a root. That was a root for me, and that was a root for Mary Ann. So I think that was one of the keys to success. There's plenty, but that's the main one. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the first date, we wasn't running around trying to suck each other's neck off or anything like that, But we had communication at 4:00 in the morning when I separated that morning, eating breakfast. That actually blew my mind. That was the first time it ever happened to me. We actually.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Moby.
We actually met at a club. We danced all, all night, and then we went out to breakfast. Yeah, and at the end of breakfast, we went our separate ways.
Did you suck each other's necks off?
You said sucking each other's necks off. You said sucking each other's necks off. Make a reference to that point.
It's a swap and spit. What the hell?
This is an interesting subject, and I'm glad we landed here because I want to pose this question to the coach because that's a lot of the issues in a relationship is communication, and you can easily say just communicate, just talk. But sometimes some people, it may not be that easy. Coach, what would you say, or what advice would you give if you have a couple that have been trying for years and years and years to get the communication together, and they just can't? Would you tell them don't get married? Would you tell them maybe you shouldn't be with that person?
Well, it depends on the severity. You know what I mean? You just don't want to hop in if they've been having issues for years and tell them, well, don't get married, don't do this, don't do that. I'm a firm believer in not just hopping in and saying stuff like that. We got to have something to work with. You know what I mean? So let's say, for instance, somebody comes to me and they say, well, I've been trying to really talk and communicate to my significant other. I'm going to ask, well, what are you actually saying to them? You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to start off with first. First, what are you saying? And then how are you saying it? Could it be a tone, inflection of voice, something like that, that could possibly be turning somebody off from hearing you? And then if a person isn't hearing you, well, then sometimes it could be, well, how were you raised? How will you learn to kind of listen and to hear people talk in your life? So some people, if you ask a question, they get offended. But why would you get offended if somebody's asking you a question for understanding? You know what I mean? Some black families, they call it getting smart. You know what I mean? I know I got that a lot. Getting smart because I was trying to get understanding. So then it articulated to that when I got older. You know what I mean? But that's why I start off with it.
Where does that come in, though, when someone gets offended because you asked a question, a simple question sometimes?
Money. Our culture and relationship.
Maybe not necessarily money. I don't think that.
I'm gonna tell you, you'd be surprised how many fights start because of money. What was spent, what we agreed to be spent and what actually was spent. I mean, not communicating clearly, what you were going to do when you spent that money, or how we were budgeting it out, how we had planned it out, and you got off of it. A lot of people don't know how to do that. They might go to screaming. You know what I'm saying? You get off that budget, they go screaming to the top of their lungs. Hey, we talked about this, and went and spent that, and we ain't did this. Now we're not going to be able to do that. Not the way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So
what do you think?
Let's take money out the equation, Mo. Because I'm trying to get some little free counseling here. I'm trying to get some free counseling here from the coach.
Okay, take the money out.
Let's say it has nothing to do with money. It has absolutely nothing to do with money. But you just can't get on the same page with that communication.
Can't get on the same page. If you really done everything that you can do, you know what I mean, and you didn't start from the beginning to try to trickle down and really know what's going on. If you've done all you could do, it might be best to just leave it alone. And people don't want to hear that part of it. You know what I mean? Because you like who you like. You want to be with who you want to be with. Regardless if y'all look cute together, y'all look good on pictures, all that other type stuff. You want to be with who you want to be with. But if it ain't gonna work, it just ain't gonna work sometimes. You gotta
let me pose this question to Zell. Zell, because I know you and your wife have good communication. You guys talk. I I hear you. I'm on the phone with you, and you guys are talking. Good conversation. What happens when? I mean, do you feel that if you can't get your point across, or your point is escalating the conversation, that you just will say, "Forget it. You're right," or "Forget it. I'm just not going to worry about it." Do you ever have that instance?
There are times when maybe there's a miscommunication and we're not on the same page. Sometimes you have to just fall back and come back to it later.
Exactly. Go to your
Or
neutral corner.
sometimes you have to come at it from a different angle. And again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say
So
it.
sometimes the message has to be delivered a little different.
It's how you
come
say.
across.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing: when people have an aggressive tone with me, I immediately take defense to it, or if they're
Exactly.
have an elevated voice, because in my home my mom hollered at us a lot. And so
Mama
now
did.
as an adult, when people come at me with that tone, I'm I'm on defense. I'm like,
Exactly.
it can start an argument, or the conversation can go a different way because of the tone that they're coming at me with. So I think, a lot of times the upbringing also has to do with that type of communication. And it goes back to what Mo said in the beginning: know the person you with. So if you know that this is going to trigger me, or this is going to bother me, then, that tone should be a little bit different. Or am I wrong?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you love them, you will help with that. That's helping with the communication, helping get that communication on. I think another trigger for people to have arguments, or is kids. Shit, I mean, we had kids from different marriages come together. You know what I mean? So I mean, you got to have that communication too, because what you did in the old marriage, you might not want to do in a new marriage, or vice versa. You got to say, if I'm going to discipline, this is the way I'm going to discipline. This is the way it's going to happen, and you can't interrupt in front of the kids. You know what I mean? You can't interrupt that in front of kids. So if I'm disciplining them, you can't come and say, I'm not going to kill them. I'm not going to kill them. I love them. And vice versa. And if she happens to be doing the same thing, and as far as our kids concerned, it wasn't no his and hers.
Right.
I've been daddy to the 34-year-old since he was 4.
Well, let's read some of the other posts that Byron has. Byron said, you can effectively talk all day to a turd of a person, and you'll never turn them into a golden nugget of a person. He also said that Mo is spot on. Money can create resentment.
Yeah.
Well, we all know money a lot of times is some of the factors of relationships going wrong. Finances is one of the number one things. Communication and finances both, I would say, are at the top.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and read a few of our questions, because some people want some answers. So
Definitely.
after a breakup, can you still be friends?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can. You can.
You'd be
depending on the
surprised.
person.
Yeah, and if you're mature
Really?
enough, if you're mature enough,
Yeah.
and it also depends on how the breakup came about, because sometimes it's just mutual and you're just not compatible. But if there was like any type of abuse, or just a lot of cheating or lying and things of that nature, and something that was very hurtful, I'm not sure if, maybe not right away, maybe later on down the line, but it is possible.
Look at my face, y'all.
I want to ask you,
you're
Gina. I want to ask you, Gina.
Gina,
why is it that
no.
that you feel that you cannot be friends with somebody after the breakup? Because everybody's breakup isn't a hard breakup. Sometimes people can come together and mutually break up and say, maybe we can be better as friends.
Yeah.
I just want to know why you so strong on that with not being friends with the person you were with.
Because X is a reason. X means you're out of the equation. X.
What if children are
And I have
involved.
friends that are friends with their exes, and they have beautiful relationships. I'm just not built like that.
What if
I'm
children
not
are
built like that.
involved?
I feel like once it's over, you go your own way. I go my own way. We don't need to be friends.
Are you scared you might go back?
No,
Are you scared that you might be tempted because that person's still in your life?
no. You're out of my life now.
Okay.
You're out of my life.
Because there's people who are in my life who hurt me so bad that I wouldn't want to be friends with them because
I
it
am
ain't no
not
way we
friends
can.
and never have
Yeah.
been friends with any of my exes. Not one of them. Not one.
I'm friends with most of mine.
Hey, go your own way. It's over. Like it's
Yeah.
over. So why are we hanging around together?
What if you have children in the relationship X?
Of course, if you have children, you have to communicate with them. But I'm gonna be honest with you. When my first husband and I split up and divorced, I never talked to him ever. In 30 years, the first time I spoke with him, it was over 30 years, and that's when my daughter was married, and we both were at the wedding. And he didn't say anything to me. I walked up and spoke to him and his wife, introduced myself to his wife, but I didn't have any reason to have to speak to him. You know, when my kids, when he wanted to see the kids, I put them on a train and sent them to him. Here, you don't need me for that. Those are his kids. You see your kids. You don't need to communicate with me. You know, if there's a problem, that's different. If if they're younger kids and there's a problem, you have to communicate, or if there's something you have to, you know, put together. But friends, no. Cordial, yes. Friends, no. I know I'm the only one on the panel.
I got a question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, first of all, hey y'all.
Hey.
What's going on, G?
I'm at the airport, and they won't let me get on. They won't let me get on. So that's a long story.
It's a
won't let you get on the plane.
advisory. There's a couple of planes that are a couple of people that have texted me already and said that their flights are delayed because of the wind out here.
Is that what's going on with you, Greg?
I'm gonna tell you. Well, let me get the question first, okay? What about you? As far as this is the friends, can you be friends? Where did Jeff go? I needed him on here.
He went to go answer the door.
Can you be friends after a breakup? Correct.
Yes, that's the question.
Okay, look. For me, and this is just me, the views that are expressed on this DopelivenTV Live are not necessarily views of Dope Living or Philly.
Here it comes.
For me,
hey,
I keep them around. I don't know any of the relationships that I've been in that I'm not still friends with them. Okay. Booty calls, that's a necessity. Don't put your head down, Zell. Don't put your head down.
We all need to put our heads down.
But see, that's the benefit, though. That's the benefit. Everybody around here looking at me like, what the hell is this? Booty calls. Say it loud.
Gregory
Greg. You out of the airport.
Okay.
But you know what? When you guys are saying friends, and when I say I'm pretty much friends with most of my exes, it's not whereas we hanging out and things of that nature. If we happen to run into each other, we're gonna stop and we're gonna talk. Hey, how you doing? Things of that nature, and we're friendly. It's not like we just hanging. Within
I think that they're we're talking more than just hey, how you doing?
Hanging out.
We're talking friends, right? We're talking friends.
In my family, we would have cookouts, and it would be the exes, the ex-husband, but then the children were involved, whether we were adults or younger. The ex-husbands or the ex-wives would be there, and if they were married, their new spouse or they're in a relationship would be there. And we had a old family friend that was at one of our cookouts, and she was like, "Well, who's that?" And they were like, "Well, that's Marcy's son's father." "Well, who is that?" "Well, that's Marcy's father." "Well, who is that?" "That's Marcy's mom's new husband." And all the ex-husbands and ex-wives were there. And it's just because we we're mature enough to understand, of course, that the children are involved. We become friends. You know, things just didn't work out with us, and there was never any, you know, physical abuse or anything like that. People just aren't compatible, and we get along great.
Chris says he agrees with me. My children mothers and I didn't talk once my children were able to communicate to me on their own. Right? Why do you need to be friends? I mean, I don't need to be friends with my ex.
Well, it's not really Gina, it's not really a matter of like somebody looking to be friends with. So I think that's what you're kind of thinking. Like nobody looking like to just be friends with somebody after they break up. Sometimes it just kind of formulates into that. Sometimes you just kind of walk into that.
It never formulated for me.
Well,
because I don't allow it to happen.
Yeah, and that's
Is there a difference between being friends and being cordial? I mean, because if you got kids and everything,
it is a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference with that.
It is a difference. I mean, being cordial. When my kid's father would call and you know wanted them to come wherever he was living, I was cordial. What time do you want them to be there? How do you want me to get them there? It wasn't we're gonna sit on the phone and chat. We're not going to talk about, you know, hey, what's going on with you now? You know, how's your life and this and that, and you know, no, it was no kind of convert. To me, that's the friend part. You know, when you sitting and chatting and catching up and all that. That wasn't happening.
That'll be me and my son's father. We'll call each other like, hey, what you doing? Just checking on you. How you doing? I'll tell him put his girlfriend on the phone, and you know, or she'll be in the background on speaker, and we'll laugh and we'll talk like, hey, okay, we just checking on everyone, make sure everybody's okay, stay safe. You know, and I'll ask him about his 2 grown daughters, and you know, that's the extent of it. Even when he came to visit here, he stayed at my house. When I went out to Maryland, I stayed at his house, me and the kids. And it's, you know, there's nothing going on. We don't want to be with each other. There's a respect. And we know
Marcy, that's what I was saying though. That was what you did was a booty call.
No, it wasn't a booty
call. Oh Lord,
I don't do those.
I'm
anyway, and mature. No, we don't do those things.
Yes, we do.
What's the point? I mean, why do you want to keep that relationship? Why do you want that person still in your life?
Reason why I kept it with my ex-wives, it was their family. The extended family with them we were pretty tight, you know, and actually they took in Marianne like it was one of the people, you know, like one of the family. She go to stay the night there with my ex and her sister. We used to go to her sister's house, my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law. We used to stay there in San Antonio when we went down to Texas. I mean, and it wasn't no big thing. My whole thing is you got to be an adult about it. I mean, if the relationship ended,
that's it.
It ended. You know,
but you've made a point of being this person. You chose this person, okay, for some reason or the other. All right, number one. Okay, number two, you spent time, you invested time in this person. All right, you just want to, because of an argument or whatever, you want to end it all and this and that. Why not be friends? Why not just you know, you can't be together, so let's just be friends. I don't see anything wrong with
kids together friends. Too. I mean, that don't stop them from being their mama.
Because I think there's really a stigma that really follows actually males and females, men and women actually being friends. Now let's take the relationship part out of it. I really believe that a lot of people find it like my best friend is a woman. You know, that's my best friend. That's a woman. And she's always been respectful of my marriages. She's always been respectful of anybody who I dated. And I think the stigma that comes along with that is that people just male and female just cannot be friends. Or if they are friends, oh, well, y'all had to sleep with each other. Y'all had to do this if y'all get along real well. That's not always the case. People can get along and just coexist and be cool with each other and live their lives. I think it's that stigma, yo. It's not always agenda behind what everybody doing. Right. And if that happened to you, don't push that belief on somebody else because it'll work for them. You know what I mean? That ain't what they're looking for.
And that's a good point, Coach. It all depends on the 2 individuals or the individuals because it does work for some people. And I don't knock anybody. Like I said, I have very good friends who are very good friends with their ex, and the relationship works well. There's nothing intimate about it. They're just good friends, and they have each other's back. I know I have plenty of friends like that. It just doesn't work for me. My ex tried it in the very beginning when we first split up. He wanted to stay friends, and it was a catastrophe. Okay, it was a catastrophe. He was too much in my business. He was too much in my new relationships, and I just had to push him away because
that's a little different.
Yeah, that's a whole lot.
Because this friend thing ain't working.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I keep the two separate. Like when you're gone, you're gone. You're an ex.
So what other questions these people got? Folks
I want to know something.
What?
I want to know what everybody thinks intimacy is to them.
Ooh.
Good
No,
question.
Greg. That's no.
I would say closeness in a relationship, whether it's physical or even just mentally, emotionally, because there are different types of intimacy. I think with the emotional intimacy, the spiritual, mentally, of course, you got the physical as well. So there are different types of intimacy, and a lot of people don't believe in the emotional intimacy. That's when you start hearing a lot about your work wives and your work husbands. And a lot of times that goes into the physical intimacy.
Yeah.
Intimacy is more than just sex, though. I mean, I think that's the pardon the pun. That's the climax of the intimacy. Okay, but to me, intimacy is if you can stimulate my mind, and we can talk, we can agree to disagree, we can we can just connect through our souls as opposed to just everything. That's intimacy to me. Okay, that's when you know that you got at this moment the perfect person for you. And Zell, I meant to ask a question too. I was and I'm sorry, you guys, I'm trying to get it all in while I'm here. I was watching a replay of one of our shows where I had all of the 925 family on, right? And we were watching Cook Them Grits. And no, this is serious. Your wife was in that video, wasn't she? Yeah, I knew it.
That is
Now, Greg, everything you just said.
I gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah,
I know. You gotta go back and look at that bad boy.
Points to one thing: communication.
Yeah,
all the stimulation you just talked about.
She was in that video, but she was in the there was a part where Zell was rapping, but she was in the and I'm not saying, I'm trying to keep this as PG as possible. She was in the bed scene with you as well.
Well, no, she's in the bed scene with Dave, because Dave is the ghost, and he gets yeah. So Dave is rapping, and I'm the ghost, and I get her and grab her out of bed. So
Right.
yeah.
And then I saw behind her. I saw where you guys were standing up, and there were two girls in the back, and I'm like, that's Zell's wife right there.
That's her.
Good job,
Yes,
brother.
little known fact, we had two sets of twins in that music video. We had Joan and her twin sister Jean, and then we have the Chicago twins that were in the video as well. So in the very beginning, when I wake up, I got a set of twins in the bed with me.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Actually, you had quadruplets.
Let's get to the next question, you guys. Why do people step out of the relationship and cheat?
Because of unfulfilled needs. Unfulfilled needs.
Something is
Sometimes it's a sickness, coach.
It can be that too.
It's a sickness.
But when you talk to a lot of men who cheat, and I know I've talked to men who have different problems and issues too. But when you talk to men who cheat, because women will say they emotionally cheat, but men, if they searching for something, and usually they use sex to mask the problem. They use sex to mask the real issue of what they really looking for. So if a man goes ahead, he's sleeping with another woman. Yeah, it could be something he's missing, but sometimes he could be just missing that extra connection. They could be like talking afterwards or something like that, because That you can go to Pound Town on anybody. I'm gonna just be honest with you. You could do that with anybody. That physicalness, you can get that from any woman. But it's that after effect, that sharing the dreams, that talking, that other stuff that come along with it. You can't get that from every woman.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And guess what you just
usually
said?
Because something may be amiss.
At the end of all of that comes communication.
Always. It's that talking point, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it could be insecurity too.
Yes.
You know, to see if they still, they still, you know, do I really have it? And you know, and there's a lot of reasons, I would say.
And men really feel like that when they get older. They always have to see if they still have it.
Yep, as they get older. Yep.
I got to see if I still got it with who I'm with.
It's gonna happen. It'll happen early. Yeah.
What you say, Zell?
I actually interviewed several women about why women cheat, and I got a lot of different answers. Some of the answers were about revenge. He cheated on me, so I wanted to get him back. One of them said she was bored. Like my guy bores me at home, so I go out and I cheat. Another one said that there's something lacking in that relationship, and she's missing something that her man is not giving her, and she goes out and gets that attention from another man, and a lot of times sometimes it ends up in sex or an intimate relationship, because emotionally cheating, I think, is worse than physical cheating, because you disconnected yourself from that person.
Yep.
Exactly. That mean that person gone, homie. Like he or she ain't in the building. No, they can be present, but they ain't there.
Nope.
Man.
Wow.
That's heavy. That hurt my heart right now. I feel bad for somebody.
Oh, poor baby.
Those are the ones who need counseling.
All of them do.
Yeah, need some type of counseling, some type of therapy.
Jesus.
Jesus can only take you so far. You got to put in that work though too.
Yeah, Greg got to answer for all that. Booty call.
Right. That's his answer for every question.
Next question.
Why she don't want you to more? Booty call.
Next question. Booty call.
That's not a question.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. Calling the booty.
You guys, tell me one way which others may sabotage their own relationships by not knowing themselves well enough.
I think you said it right there, by not knowing themselves.
Right,
well
I'm
enough.
like,
it's like you answered the question within the question. That was good though. I like that.
yeah.
Well, you wrote it. That's how you wrote it, Jeff.
No, that's how I wrote it.
That's how you wrote it.
Oh,
you wanted to give us the answer.
There you go. I gave y'all the answer right there.
You wanted us to know up front that is the answer to this question.
It is, you know.
But I don't know. I don't think that's the only reason, though.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people they just self-sabotage, maybe based on their upbringing, you know,
indirectly,
or even, you know, negative things that they've been through. Some people don't feel like they deserve a good relationship. They don't think they deserve good things.
Yeah. And that goes back to insecurity again, where, you know, you're saying they don't believe that they're worthy of someone loving them. They're afraid of being hurt. They're afraid of being abandoned. And then sometimes it's like they get into a relationship and then they realize, you know what, I really don't want to be in this relationship, but I don't know how to tell this other person or how to, you know, backtrack. So they'll just start doing little stupid stuff, complaining or not being 100% in the relationship. So then the other person can push them away, possibly.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Or have a reason so that they can break up.
That's a good point, Marcy.
That happened to me.
Yep.
I never thought about that.
Nothing was there, but then she created something.
Can I interject one more time?
I don't know, because you got people that's trying to get up here in the camera. I see them back there.
No. And look. I think I'm on the Jenny Craig flight, okay? Because
you know what? No.
Wait
a minute. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates.
Let them know.
I smell hog maws up in this joint, man, for real. Why?
You might need that weight when you get to Vegas.
Oh no,
it's that time of the year, brother.
Cuffing season, I guess, and everybody going to Vegas, I guess.
Trying to get booed up, bro.
I'm gonna be at the front of the plane, being like, okay, you sit over here. We can distribute the weight a little bit. You sit over here. Bring your skinny ass over here. You sit over here. You sit over there. Get your big ass by the toilet, okay? I'm saying look, man.
That might be the only way out the toilet.
Look, I am not lying. I am not lying.
Wait.
No.
Stop it.
Okay,
goes
okay,
put the head down.
Done.
They'll put the head down.
I'm done. Wait a minute, one more.
Stop.
Oh man.
Stop it.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
Have you self-sabotage? Is this a form of self-sabotage, Gregory?
Gerg gets jumped out before he got on the plane.
I think so too.
Gerg.
Hey guys, listen. This is a good question that I need an answer to. Is love better the second time around?
Yeah.
It was for me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, it can be.
Definitely for me.
Yep.
If that's the case, then why do some people go back to their previous relationship? If it's better the second time around.
It's still the second time around.
No,
it could be. People could have been restored and delivered from whatever, the crazy stuff was before, and people change. And because
that's not the scenario I'm talking about.
Okay.
You have seen people in a relationship, marriages that break up, they get with someone else, that relationship doesn't work, and then they go back to that first relationship. So if love is better the second time around, why are people going back to their first relationship?
But don't that lead to the same question that you asked earlier, or similar to the question that you asked earlier? Okay, I mean, you can't, being friends, all right. That if you're friends afterwards, your relationship breaks up. It gives you an opportunity to assess what happened in the relationship.
That's
and
true.
to get it. You might be able to get that back. That might be that person for you.
Because everything don't always have to go crazy old South Buck Wild. You know what I mean? If a door, I like to think if sometimes a door is left open still, and you cordially and mutually break up, sometimes that door can be left open. It's not a direct door. It's just something that both of y'all can possibly want to revisit down the line if both of y'all happen to be single. If somebody not single and the other person is, you know what I mean, so be it. Let it be. You know what I mean? Go and do your thing. Don't stay. Now I say this, don't stay lingering in that relationship, because if they happy and moved on, what you holding on for?
Right.
You know what I mean? Go do your thing. But it's
You
a
know-
door
and
that
you
can be
know
left open.
On that note, let's redirect, regroup, and refocus with our life coach, Jeff Relevant.
Hold on, we ain't ready. I'm gonna do it. I can do it from here, Gina. Hold on. You ready? You ready, Jeff?
Go ahead, brother.
You ready? You sure you're ready? Here we go.
All right, so this is what I got. I'm hoping that when you all watch this episode, for the people that are watching, know and understand that, once again, there are many different dynamics to a relationship. There are many different dynamics to marriage, okay? And each and every outcome is going to be different for every person. Like we always say, you take what we say with a grain of salt and see what works and see how it fits. But I want to tell y'all, don't always go looking for perfection, because I'm telling you, if you go looking for perfection, you're never going to get that. And that's a real quick ticket for you to always stay single and alone. Be willing to have some compromise. Be willing to know your own likes and dislikes, and get as close to that as you can as possible to help benefit you. And then who knows? Maybe you'll end up being happy one day, or you just might hit a dud, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on love.
I'm working out here. I'm working out here, boy. I'm working.
All right, you did
That
great.
is a life coach. That's the life coach, Jeff Rutherford, everybody, and he has a podcast on Mondays. And he's got a new show coming out too, so y'all check him out. All right, most definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing.
What?
Everybody, look, I'm not there, you know, at the studio, but I'm on my way to see my sister shine at the Distinguished Authors Guild. It's tomorrow, all right. And man, look, if you're not there, you don't have to miss it, okay? Because Thursday you'll be able to check it out. Hey, what's up, bro? I am not Wiggins. No. I ain't seen Wiggins. But
Yes, are you Wiccan?
Wiggins.
if they can get the good seat, yeah, I'm Wiggins.
Oh, that what
But
that
yeah,
means?
everybody, this is a huge opportunity for not only networking, but it's also a great opportunity for authors to get, you know, to know that there's a platform that they can be honored on, that they can, and it's not about getting the award all the time, okay? It's about getting your work out there so that other people can see it. I commend you, Gina, for doing what you've done. This is the third year, and it's definitely going to be, I mean, it's going to be good. Not because I'm coming, but and you know what? Here's the funny part about all of this. Okay, so I've been rushing all day trying to do some stuff to get ready to go. All I have is my equipment. I'm gonna have to buy clothes when I'm down there. This is all I got with me. I packed I packed 2 suitcases and I left one, and all I got in here is the equipment. So it's gonna be one.
Got what you need, sir, to get
no,
the job
looking
done.
work. Hey, can you answer a question though? All right. Do you believe I'm doing a podcast right now, right? All right. This my what's your name? Dewan. Hold on, y'all. Look. What was that last question we asked?
Hi, Dewan. How are you?
Hi, Dewan.
What's going on, brother? He can't hear you.
What's up?
He can't hear you in my ear, but he's waving. But what was that last question again?
The last question was, is love better the second time around?
Is love better the second time around? Hold on, I gotta get off of this so he can. All right, there you go. Now it's love better the second time around.
Tell us, is love better the second time around?
I'm gonna say yeah, because you kind of know what to expect and not to expect, so can't go wrong.
See?
Okay.
Oh, wow,
Shut all
Dewan,
your
I
asses
didn't say
up.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Appreciate you.
We'll take his advice.
It's simple, straight and simple. All right. Appreciate that. At least one service. He asked me, did I need a wheelchair? Yeah.
So yeah,
But
you'll be the first one on the
look,
plane.
family, I'm not even. I haven't even checked my bag yet. It is what it is, though. I'm good. Again, man, I was talking about the Distinguished Authors Guild. Okay, it's fantastic. I mean, and you guys, look. I gotta say this just in case the plane drop or something. You guys, the guys that are here,
Put that out there, man.
On this platform, as I was looking at that show that had all of my previous 925 family on there. You know what? And we made a statement that said God puts people together for a reason. All right. Look at us, okay? We were all sitting on the top row. The 925 family was sitting on the bottom row. All right, and this is a whole testament as to how great God is, okay? Because I'm sitting there in that corner and I'm looking like, damn, I got my past family, I got my present family. We all blended together, man. I could die and go to heaven right now, okay? Because everybody's together, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's succeeding, and everybody's thriving, all right? We have all done a great job. And you guys, you know, stepping up like you do, I'm just saying, man, you guys are fantastic. We're gonna get across that hurdle, all right? And we're gonna sit at a long ass table and eat together, y'all. It's gonna be fantastic. I just had to say that.
Amen.
Don't listen to me, man. Y'all
That's
don't
it,
listen
man.
to
That's
me.
it.
Absolutely.
Get your big ass on the plane. Don't listen to me.
Come on now. We can't be there to help you fight out there now. Stop it.
Sorry.
Behave.
I'm good.
No, you're not.
You know what?
Sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
Hey, I feel what my brother just said, because just the ambiance of being here and all the authors, they are super, super excited. They all started coming in yesterday. I have an author here with me today. Let me see if we can see her. Can we see her?
Thanks, she little.
Barely.
You got
Where she at?
There she is.
Who she is?
This
We
is
can't.
author Valerie
Hey,
Kim
Valerie.
That's Valerie.
Davis. You guys
Hey.
know who she is.
You can't hear us.
Yeah, we do.
She
Oh,
is
she can't.
here. Man, she just got in today. But we had
Tell her
authors
I'm on my
coming in
way.
since Monday, and they've been here just having a good time, just kicking it. Even just, collaborating with each other, meeting each other, going out to lunch together, going out to dinner together, going shopping together. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And this is just a community that's building and growing. And I just love to see everything they're doing. You guys, we get to see Nick Nova in person.
What?
Yes.
Man, I can't wait.
Rub it in. Rub it
We
in.
get to see Nick Nova in person.
Nick
Nick
doing
will
his
be here
thing, man.
tonight, 10 o'clock. I think you guys will be arriving at the same time, Greg. But he'll be here tonight, and he's super excited. His mom has been talking about the show. His friends have been talking about it. It's just been all over Facebook, over Instagram.
Well, look
If
who
you haven't
walks
gotten
up.
your
Nick
ticket,
Nova. Look who walks up.
he's
Nick,
gonna.
come here.
That
You're
is
right.
not Nick.
Be funny
That
when
is
they get
not
into the
Nick.
airport at the same time and they run into each other like, "Hey!"
Nick is coming from somewhere else.
Yep.
Hey, but let me do this too, Gina, okay? Because we rarely get a chance to talk about the things that we're doing, the things that are making us great, okay? And if we can go around the room, okay, since we got a little time here, okay, because we more than likely won't be on tomorrow. So this is an opportunity for you guys to just tell everybody, because I think you guys are great, okay? And they need to know what you guys are doing. I don't care what it is.
Bless
You
you.
know, if you're picking your nose right now, just let them know, okay? Zell, let's start with you, bro. Zell, let's start
So
with you.
we talking about what we doing outside of this?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I am a actor and a stunt performer. I also own a pickup and delivery business where I deliver items that are too big to fit in your car. And I also write children's books. Another alphabet book daddy, another numbers book daddy, another bookcollection.com. You can check me out.
That part right there. Jeff, what you got, boy?
Well, like you said earlier, man, I got a podcast. I'm working on my other 2 books. Well, 3 books out of the 4 that I'm trying to do with the one that I already got out. Doing a lot of different updates on my website and everything, trying to get that going. r3guide.com. Y'all can go there for that redirect, regroup, refocus content. I'm adding stuff to my YouTube channel, the redirect, regroup, refocus YouTube channel. Getting good content out there. It's just a number of things. A new show that Greg was speaking to that I'm gonna be doing, bad. We gonna be hitting coaching on a different level with that show too. So it's a lot of good stuff going on. And y'all know I'm a still worker too, but we don't talk about that. They're taking all my time. They're taking too much of my time. But other than that, we got good things going on.
We do, man. Maurice, what you got, bro?
Man, my everyday is like my son said. My everyday is ATM networks, money, money, money. Move it, keep it moving. My side thing, I guess you could say, is music, digital media, and Dope Living TV.
That's it, bro. That's it.
All
And
right.
Marcella, the sojourner truth of the group. What you got?
Whatever. I have a new podcast and blog coming out very soon. I'm also a disaster action team member with the Red Cross, where when there are disasters, we run to the chaos, helping people any type of way we can. I'm also a youth mentor, and I also do presentations regarding safety, fire safety, tornadoes, and things like that for kindergarten through 5th grade via the Red Cross.
Excellent work. Sis, I know you're doing the Distinguished Artist Guild, but what else are you doing?
What am I not doing? Of course, I have a 9 to 5. I'm a director at a university. Been there 17 years, you guys. But I love what I do. I started off with a daycare educating the children, and now I'm educating the adults. So it's just a good feeling when I have a student that was, afraid of going back to school. These are adults that are coming back later on in their life, later on in at older age, and they may have went to school 2 or 3 or 4, maybe even 5 times and weren't successful, and now they're trying it again. And to get an email or a phone call thanking me, or saying, look what I'm doing now because you helped me, it really, really feels good. So along with that, I also have the distinguished authors review that will be starting up really, really soon after we're done with DAG. So we'll be reviewing books, Robert and I, and giving feedback on if it's good or bad. So it'll be a male and a female version of what your book, if your book is that great book that you say it is. But we're gonna get raw feedback. So if you can't take it, don't send it.
Your book.
I ain't sending mine in.
See, that's why I wanted you guys to do that, because I wanted to, number one, let the audience know that we're diversified. We have a lot of different unconventional things that we do, and are soaring with it. All right. I don't like talking about myself, so y'all know what I do. But
Dope Living TV, baby.
Here's the thing, and see, that's the other part. The Dope Living TV has become a catalyst for everybody to springboard and do whatever else that they have in their hearts, in their minds, in their soul. We invite everybody. We want to encourage you guys, share the podcast that we put out here. Tell everybody about what we do. We want to be the home to, number one, celebrate you and your achievements. Celebrate how great you are. Yes, we're going to talk about some things that are not so pleasant to talk about, because those things also need a voice. So we talk about everything, but we want to celebrate those entrepreneurs that are out there that are doing great things. We celebrate those that have dreams, and we just want to make sure that everybody's happy, okay? Because we're happy. We joke, we laugh, we cry, but we are family here, and you guys that tune into us daily, you are part of our family as well, and we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ron Reed, the crier of all criers. Okay, shout out to Ron Reed.
Crier of all criers.
Ron, a real man.
Ron's doing some great things too. He's starting to produce shows. Okay, he's got the Vibe show with Ava and
Angie,
Angela,
right?
and and they're doing a fantastic job. 2 weeks in, they follow the same trend as Ron. They got it. They know what they're doing.
It's
so
an awesome
it's a good
show.
thing, man.
Awesome.
It is. It's a good thing. We appreciate you all. I even appreciate all the fat people at the airport, because
Stop.
Without them, the concession
He said
stands
fat.
would be poor.
PHAT.
Concession
Pretty hot
stands
and
wouldn't
temp.
have nobody. Y'all gonna jump. It's gonna be a whole herd of people coming at me in a minute.
Good.
It's all good.
We know what you hey Greg, we
Come
know what you
on,
meant.
Zell. Come
Greg.
on, Zell. Don't put the head down. Yeah,
Greg,
man.
we know what you meant. Pretty, hot, and tempting. Fat.
That is not what I meant. If I could look, let me take you on a thigh trimonium. Okay, it's a bunch of thighs out here that's rubbing together. I think it's gonna be a fire soon. Really. They're not gonna let me on this plane, man, for real. But we love you guys. We love you. Gina, go ahead and close us out, man. I'm sorry.
He needs help.
What are you doing?
This is
Stop
very
it.
interesting.
Well, now.
Okay, we're gonna do this again, G. Let me
I
get
need
this.
you to leave the
This-
buttons alone.
You played
Like,
the wrong one.
I'm like, what's going on?
We're gonna do this right, okay? Anyway, look, Dope Living TV Live, we out, okay? You played the wrong one. Here you go.